have to finish this later when I find a pen that actually works. It's okay. Okay, I hope everybody is doing well today. Hope everybody's doing well. Oh, let's plug in the lights. Okay. Oh, found another pen. Good. Okay. First person here is beautiful one for today. Beautiful one for today. You may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on, and that could be bringing in like the element of like feeling relieved about something. Investing time in a side business, side project, side hustle could be bringing in more money. Listen to your intuition. You have your luck is changing for the better quickly, and old wounds are healing and moving into the past. Perseverance seems to pay off. Listen to your intuition. Dakota, General. Dakota, General. You've got feeling ambitious. You should be able to accomplish whatever you set your mind to, and you could be planning travel, possibly a road trip. Anxiety eases and moves into the past, and you're making decisions that push life forward. Listen to your intuition. Slow and steady wins the race. You may be spending time with fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. You also may reconnect with an old friend or someone you haven't seen in a while. Emin, do you see me being successful in proving the case of rotten food from the shop? I think you'll be able to prove it. Yeah, I do think you'll be able to prove it. Macy for today. Macy for today. Your luck may change for the better quickly, and you may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and you may have choices and options around social activity. Listen to your intuition. Feeling relief around finances improving. Money's coming in. Not bad. Jocelyn, love. When it comes to love, you have new beginnings on the horizon with choices and options. If you're currently with someone, leave the past in the past. Don't bring it into the future. If you're not with anyone, you have choices and options coming in with a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Although Scorpio comes up the highest, you also may have a Sagittarius or a Gemini coming in. Exploring your options leads to success. Kriti for the next 48. Kriti for the next 48. You've got success comes in around work, school, or business. Life is moving forward and a wish comes true. Weight of the world slips off your shoulders. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward. Not bad. Not bad. Red, outcome of candle work. It should be successful. You have a wish that comes true. Creative, general with me in the new career. The new Cancer. General with me in the new Cancer. General with me in the new Cancer. Things look pretty good. So you've got like things are in alignment, things are well balanced, communication looks good. Slow and steady wins the race, but life is moving forward. Listen to your intuition. Don't be afraid to express your wants and needs around the situation, but slow and steady is kind of like building solid ground and life is moving forward like on something stable. So if you feel like things are a little slow, it's not slow in a bad way, it's slow in a good way. And then general around career. General around career. Okay, when it comes to career, you've got teamwork is favored and life is coming into balance. Now you have the Empress here bringing in love and money or more of it. You may be investing time and effort in a side business, side project, side hustle, but you also could have career advancement in like a regular 9-to-5 job. There's a new job opportunity here. So it really depends where you are or what you're looking for in your career. Like moving forward in a regular 9-to-5 job, feeling ambitious, a wish comes true. But then there's also a side business, side project, side hustle that can be bringing in extra money on the side. And even if that slow and steady wins the race, the big picture is it could be successful. It may be creative in nature because you've got here the Page of Cups. But whatever it is, it's positive. So. Vianney, general. You've got somebody may make you an offer that would be hard to turn down. You have money coming in, finances are improving. Life's moving forward towards greener pastures, and then it's like you're ready for it. You've got cause for celebration around work, school, or business. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward. Could be spending time with an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but Taurus comes up the strongest. Mega, love. Anything that's stressful or non-functioning, anything that's been disappointing, or like if you're waiting on something to change or improve, the answer may be to just leave it in the past. Leave this kind of nonsense in the past if you want to see your luck change for the better. And then you could have water coming in, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Don't look back on the past. Romance heats up with water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and life moves forward. Be wise, love. Be wise, love. When it comes to love, you've got cause for celebration coming in around life moving forward. Perseverance pays off. You're headed towards the 10 cups being full with long-term potential around your next relationship. If you're currently with someone, you're being guided by the divine towards greener pastures. If you're not with anyone, you may have an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or Sagittarius coming in. Life is moving forward with new beginnings. Not bad. Not bad. Cosmic General for career in September. Life's moving forward towards greener pastures on solid ground. You're no longer holding yourself back. Listen to your intuition, and by the time we get to the end of the month, you might be feeling like relieved. Like there may be relief around it. Not bad. Not bad. JJX, general for today. You may do something like fun and exciting on a whim. You may have choices and options around social activity. A disappointment heals and moves into the past. Old wounds heal and move into the past. A wish comes true. Disappointments heal and move into the past. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. And then you have you may hear from an old friend, or you could run into an old friend. That may not be today, but that might be on the horizon. Jeebus, September. Jeebus, September. Oh, thank you, Be Wise. Love you too. For September, you have a wish that comes true around life moving forward. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Maybe planning travel, possibly a road trip. Empress here could be bringing in love and money or more of it in the month of September. Maybe spending time with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or possibly a Cancer. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward. Creative, the Cancer and I got into a really heated argument, and I said things that I regret. Will we move past it? I think you will. Let's see. I think you guys will move past it. Yeah. Yeah. It might take a minute, but I think you guys get past it. And we're all human. It happens. Mariana, love for September. Perseverance brings in cause for celebration and growth, change, and transformation in September. If you're already with this person, your current relationship should be functioning well and moving forward. If you're not with anyone, you could have a Scorpio or a Capricorn coming in. Life is coming into balance. Disappointments heal and move into the past. Listen to your intuition and take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Personal relationships function well in September when you listen to your intuition. Amy, for the next 48 for Sunny. Perseverance pays off and life comes into balance. Somebody can make this person an offer that would be hard to turn down. They may be feeling grounded and stable around finances, and they may have choices and options around social activity. A new journey begins. They may have romance heating up. Alessandra, me and Esteban. Things look a little bit out of balance because the Three of Pentacles is in reverse and the Fool is in reverse, which means something could get revealed that needs to be dealt with around the situation. Lay down the law, set boundaries, and don't be afraid to express your wants and needs around the connection. It could help things move forward like a little bit. Like expressing your wants and needs may benefit the connection big picture. Brenda, what's coming in general for today? What's coming in general for today? Anxiety eases and moves into the past, and feeling ambitious, you should be able to accomplish whatever you set your mind to. Listen to your intuition. Slow and steady wins the race, but life moves forward towards greener pastures. You may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on, and you could have money coming in. Also could be planning travel. Hi, Explorer. Come on, what to expect soon. Areas of your life that have been stagnant may now start to move forward, and you could be planning travel. Could be spending time with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Disappointments heal and move into the past. Maybe spending time with a Sagittarius. Somebody may make you an offer that would be hard to turn down, and perseverance pays off around work, school, or business. Amen. Coming week with O. Lay down the law, set boundaries. Expressing your wants and needs around the situation may be helpful. If you're feeling undecided about something, don't make any decisions until you're ready. You may be feeling a little negative or like things are out of balance. Expressing your feelings may be helpful. Starfall for today. Starfall for today. Slow and steady wins the race, but you may be spending time with an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Teamwork is favored around work, school, or business, and there may be a beginning that makes you feel relief around life moving forward. Negativity moves into the past. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Valentina, will I hear from the Cancer this weekend? I'm not confident that you're going to hear from them this weekend. I'm only getting a 33% chance. Yes, that's kind of slim. Emily, near future for Jane and me. Near future for Jane and me. If you recently had an argument or a disagreement, it should resolve itself and move into the past, and life begins to come into balance. Communication comes in or communication picks up. When you listen to your intuition, life moves forward. Slow and steady wins the race, but you should be spending time together, and you should feel like there's been some growth, change, and transformation. Like I'm going to say maybe between now and the end of the summer or early October, you may feel like things are improving. Oh, it came on at the right time. Summer, love. When it comes to love, explore your options. Don't settle for less than you want or deserve. Life moves forward when you're clear about what it is that you want, and you don't settle for less than you want or deserve. Slow and steady wins the race. I wouldn't dive into anything right now, but I would explore your options. You have a Virgo here. You have Air, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, and then you could also have a Sagittarius. Eminem, love for Taurus. Love for Taurus. Slow and steady wins the race, but this person should be listening to their intuition. Somebody may make them an offer that will be hard to turn down. They could be spending time with an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. They have the Empress here, which is bringing in love and money or more of it. They also may have a Cancer around them. They should express their wants and needs around love. It would help their love life move forward quicker, but they seem to be pretty content with slow and steady. Red, will E get more aid if she goes to B or X? They look similar, but I would say X. X looks a little bit better. Sure, how does G the Leo see me now? May find you as somebody who is smart, intelligent, strong, confident, independent, and hardworking. May also think you have a great personality, or you're like funny, comical, personable. Pretty good. Magician's heart, love. Disconnect from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, and life moves forward towards greener pastures. If you're currently in a situation that's not functioning well, or there's lots of arguments, space, distance, or things are out of balance, it may be time to leave that in the past in order for things to move forward. And then you have a water sign coming in, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Exploring your options could lead to success around love, but don't settle for less than you want or deserve when it comes to love. Did I answer for Starfall? I think I did, right? But I didn't answer for Earth Girl, or I did answer for Earth Girl. I can't remember now. Aries Sun, I don't think I answered for. Aries Sun for the next 24 hours. Maybe spending time with a Libra. With the Magician, you have the ability to manifest new opportunities. Life's moving forward towards greener pastures. You've got teamwork is favored around work, school, or business, or whatever you're putting time and effort into this weekend. Focus on like cooperation or compromise. And then you may be spending time with Fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Life moves forward with divine guidance. I did Starfall. Thank you. Did I do Earth Girl? I don't think I did Earth Girl. I'm going to do Earth Girl because nobody's saying I did it, and I don't think I did. Earth Girl. What was it? General? General. Weight of the world slips off your shoulders when money comes in or news of money comes in. You have a wish that comes true. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward. Listen to your intuition. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Maybe spending time with an Aries. Could also be spending time with an Earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life moves forward. You're no longer holding yourself back. Pretty good. Pretty good. Migu for the next 24. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Something nice may happen around the home, moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home. Maybe spending time with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. You may have a new beginning that starts around work, school, or business, or a new idea, or you may be starting something new this weekend or coming up with an idea for something new. Whatever it is, it would be positive. You also could have choices and options around social activity, and you may be paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan. Yeah, I don't think I did Earth Girl. That's why I did it. I figured somebody would have heard. Hi, Mel. Vicky, going to see P. Leo tonight. How will it go? It should go well. Feeling grounded and stable. Good conversation. Feeling happy and content. Overall, it looks like a decent time. Shah, love reading. Perseverance pays off around love, but walking away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, or anything that's been like deceitful, disconnected, non-functioning, upside down, backwards, leaving that in the past could help life move forward with a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Somebody may make you an offer that would be hard to turn down, but if you feel like you're waiting on something to change, that energy may be keeping you stuck in a dead-end situation that is like, you may be feeling drained. It could be draining your energy. Emily, so has feelings after meeting me today. Next actions. Things seem out of balance between the two of you, or the two of you are not on the same page. I don't know what that's about. There could be communication that comes in. He thinks you're a nice person, may find you to be grounded, stable, loyal, and kind-hearted, but there is something around the situation that's out of balance, and there may be trust issues. One person may not be trusting the other. Do you not trust him? There may be some kind of trust issues. Pallavi, love. Pallavi, love. When it comes to love, explore your options. You got the Magician here. The Magician's bringing in the ability to manifest new opportunities. Don't look back on the past. Life is moving forward. And with the Empress, you've got love and money coming in. Fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Then you have water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You have a well-balanced, well-functioning relationship on the horizon, but you might have to weed through some people before you get there. Virta, General. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care, and listen to your intuition. Old wounds heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward. Perseverance pays off around work, school, or business. Anxiety eases and moves into the past, and life begins to move forward. Paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan can make you feel relief, and the solution to a problem is in front of you. Before the end of the month, you'll figure it out. Hi, Adonis. Let me pin that. Hang on. Sarah, has A the Pisces noticed my Insta AC is working again? If yes, what are his thoughts? I don't think he's noticed yet. Explore. My roommates messaged me while I was still with them that I can't stay with them anymore. I'm really angry with them. Angel guidance. That's terrible. Did they tell you why? Well, when something like this happens, usually it's usually for like a better opportunity for you will come in. But let's see what the cards have to say. The Dreamer, Archangel Metatron, a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. Something is going to happen for you out of the blue. That's going to be good. Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Four of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that, but you're going to get a good opportunity will come from it. Or you'll find a good opportunity. Leo, general for today. Might have a new journey that comes in with the Fool here. You could have some choices and options, and life may change for you for the better quickly. Listen to your intuition. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. With the Magician, you have the ability to manifest new opportunities. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. You may even feel like your luck is changing for you for the better quickly. Not bad. Stacy for today. Lay down the law, set boundaries, it'll serve you well. Money comes in, finances improve. Although you may feel like it's slow and steady wins the race, there is more abundance headed your way, and that may make you feel relief even if it is in the big picture. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. You may be spending time with a Leo. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or receive good news that you've been waiting on. Somebody can make you an offer that would be hard to turn down. And then Stacy for the weekend. With the Magician, you have the ability to manifest new opportunities that could be bringing in cause for celebration around business. Even though it's the weekend, something may come up. Negativity moves into the past. Maybe spending time with the Sagittarius. Maybe spending time with an Aries. An old wound or a heartbreak or a hurt is healing and moving into the past. Something nice may happen around the home, moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home, and feeling ambitious. You should be able to accomplish whatever it is you set your mind to. Queen City, love. When it comes to love, perseverance pays off, and life is moving forward towards greener pastures, so don't look back, look forward. You have new energy coming in that could be a Virgo. You have long-term potential coming in around you. You also could have a wish come true, possibly with a Pisces. You got options here. Exploring your options leads to success and brings life back into balance. Not bad. Red, will the Kids in IC membership get approved fast? Will the Kids in IC membership get approved fast? Yes, I think so. I don't see any problems. Alma, love for the near future with Natalia. Perseverance pays off around the situation, and cooperation and compromise is suggested. Expressing your wants and needs around the situation may be helpful. It looks a little slow because you got the hangman and death is in reverse, but expressing your wants and needs around the situation may be helpful. It really depends where you are in the relationship. If you've been together for 12 years, slow and steady, or not much is changing, that may be fine. But if this is a new connection and you're looking for something to change quickly, you may have to be the one to take the initiative. Otherwise, it looks a little slow. Shraddha, what's coming in next for me and M? Things also look slow here because you've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is a slow mover. But you could have communication coming in, although that may be slow too because the Hermit is here and things look a little out of balance. If you want to speak to this person, I would suggest you take the initiative. Don't wait on them. You might have to be the one to make things move forward. Ruchi, next in love. Ruchi, next in love. When it comes to love, old wounds are healing and moving into the past. Explore your options. You have fire coming in, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, being guided by the divine towards greener pastures. Empress is bringing in love and money or more of it. You have a Sagittarius here. Old wounds heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward with a new journey that could also be around a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Exploring your choices and options leads you to success. Mihak, general for September. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Perseverance pays off, and feeling ambitious, you should be able to accomplish whatever you set your mind to. You may be feeling grounded and stable around finances, or finances are improving. Could be planning travel, and you may be working on a new creative project or creative hobby. You're not looking back on the past. Life is moving forward. Maggie for the next 48. Next 48 look okay. Perseverance pays off and life comes into balance. Weight of the world slips off your shoulders. You're not looking back on the past. Life could change for you for the better quickly when you hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from. You may have romance heating up, possibly with a water sign, maybe a Scorpio. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Stacy for tomorrow. If you've recently had an argument or a disagreement with someone, it should resolve itself and move into the past. Maybe spending time with a Virgo, life comes into balance. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. You may have choices and options around social activity, and you may be paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan. Could be spending time with the Capricorn. Negativity moves into the past. Not bad, not a bad day. Hi, Ivo. D for today. If you're feeling undecided about something, don't make any decisions until you're ready, but life's moving forward towards greener pastures. Magician is bringing in the ability to manifest new opportunities. Life comes into balance. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on, and an old wound heals. Artisha, is there any unexpected money coming in the next 72 hours? That could be true. You got about a 70% chance yes. That's pretty good. Clara, finances. Finances are okay. You have money coming in, money's flowing, you're paying your bills. You don't have a ton of money falling out of the sky, but you're doing okay. You should see an improvement between now and the end of the year. Maybe paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan. Listen to your intuition. Stacy for Sunday. Cause for celebration comes in when you have choices and options around social activity. It could change life for the better for you quickly. Overall, it looks like a pleasant day. Feeling happy and content, grounded and stable. Something nice may happen around the home. Moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home. Lay down the law, set boundaries if somebody is overstepping, but you're no longer holding yourself back. Pretty good. Oh my God, Martisha, all of us. We're all in that same boat. It's crazy. I got taxes due next month. I got to pay the ice skating school next week. I know, I get it. I totally get it. And you know what I have to say too? I don't know. I don't know why it's like this, but I think that we're just not good with money. Like a lot of us are just not good with money. I don't know why that is. Like I feel, I know times were different, but like when I think back to like my great grandmother had 13 kids. Okay, only 10 of them lived, but she still had a house with 10 kids, of which 9 were boys. They all ate. They all ate. And it's a struggle here for me to feed Avery. So I don't understand how they were able to do things like that or have that many kids. I feel like, and my dad says it to me all the time. He's like, because when he asks me about saving money, I'm like, well, I'm trying. I try to put money in my savings account. And he's like, there are people that no matter how little they make, they find a way to save. And I'm like, you know what? He's right. Like, what is it? And then like I thought, I don't usually do this because this is something that annoys me. But when we went to Billy B's the other day, I always have these cups. Like, why didn't I bring this with me? But instead I went to 7-Eleven and I bought a bottle of water. I bought a bottle of water for me and a Gatorade, I think. And it was like $9. And I'm like, you see, that's what you do that's stupid. Because I have these cups here. So I could have saved $9. Like, what is wrong with me? But I think it's shit like that that adds up that we don't realize. I stopped years ago buying coffee out. I mean, I'm like, this is ridiculous that I'm going to spend $7 on a cup of coffee when I can make a whole pot at home. But anyway. Stacy for tonight. Somebody may make you an offer that would be hard to turn down, making decisions that push life forward towards greener pastures. You may have choices and options around social activity. Teamwork is favored, or cooperation would be favored tonight. Compromise. Listen to your intuition, and life comes into balance. Don't forget to take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Not bad. Somebody once told me to write down every dollar that you spend, and then you'll see like where you're like overspending. And of course, I started that, but how far do you think I got? Not very far. Anyway, that's right, Martisha. Very good. Instead of buying a single drink, buy the yeah. I know. I'm like, and with Avery, what I do is, like, if we get her Gatorade, like I'll water it down. I'll fill half of the cup with water and then just put a little bit, just so that it has some flavor. I mean, I'm not crazy about her drinking that fake sugar, and I don't want her drinking the real sugar, but she's a kid and she doesn't really want to drink plain water. But anyhow. Red, what do I need to be aware of currently in general? Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Make sure you don't get run down. Listen to your intuition and life moves forward towards greener pastures. Making decisions in your best interest and through with perseverance will push life forward towards greener pastures, and you may find yourself that you have somebody makes you an offer that would be hard to turn down around work, school, or business. Exploring your creative side too may be something right now that, like, exploring your creative side you could get a lot out of it. So let's see what happens with that. I'm Lourdes next week. You may be feeling better compensated, better respected around work, school, or business, and you may be paying off a bill of debt or a loan. You may feel like either you're holding yourself back or you've been held back, but that energy is going to shift before we get to the end of the week. You're making decisions that push negativity into the past. Laying down the law, setting boundaries could bring in a new venture. Listen to your intuition and take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Oh, thank you, Joyo. She is very sweet. And she has got a very sweet tooth, too. I know you got to keep doing it, Essence. I know. Mary, General. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. It eases burdens or reduces stress. Money comes in, finances may be improving, and you might feel relief around life moving forward. Disappointments heal and move into the past. Old wounds heal and move into the past. You might be feeling better compensated, better respected around work, school, or business. And something nice could happen around the home, moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home, redecorating your home. Whatever it is, it would be positive. I'm Lourdes. I'm thinking of doing a master IEES. Will I manage financially, and will I succeed if I decided to do so? Yeah. Perseverance pays off. Success comes in. Life moves forward. I think you could swing it. Stacy, career for the rest of the month. Career for the rest of the month. Career looks good. So if you feel like lately things have been stagnant, you may get a breakthrough or something before the end of this month. You've got things coming into balance, focusing on a side business, side project, side hustle could be bringing in extra money. Magician is bringing in the ability to manifest new opportunities around business. And if things have been slow, that energy should shift and things should start to pick up. Liz, general for today. for today, you've got, you'll hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Life is moving forward. You could be planning travel. Maybe working on a creative project or creative hobby. Could be spending time with the Pisces. Areas of your life that have been stagnant should now start to move forward. Listen to your intuition and take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Leo, I answered for, right? Earlier, like towards the beginning of the live stream. Anybody remember? I'm pretty sure I did Leo. New love, love. Don't settle for less than you want or deserve when it comes to love. You could have an air sign coming in, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or maybe water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You've got romance heating up and cause for celebration and relief coming in around love moving forward. So it's probably going to be new energy coming in, not old energy returning. Dee Dee for tomorrow, Saturday. You'll hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. Life comes into balance and you have choices and options coming in. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Working on a creative project or creative hobby may bring in stress relief, and you may be feeling like teamwork is favored or cooperation or whatever it is. Compromise is favored tomorrow. Peach for the weekend. Old wounds heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward towards greener pastures. Listen to your intuition. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Perseverance pays off around work, school, or business. You may be spending time with a Pisces or a Cancer. Maybe spending time with a Gemini. And maybe spending time with a Leo. You could have a lot of people around you this weekend. Susie, reading for the weekend. Might hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news out of the blue. Maybe spending time with an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life begins to move forward towards greener pastures. Set boundaries if you feel like someone is overstepping. Oh, thank you, Mel. Twin Flames. Does C get jealous of O's career, or are they genuine friends? It's both. It's both. It's like me and my stupid friend with the tie-dyed outfit. We were we were friends, and I really loved her. We're still friends to this day. Like, we don't talk that often, but we're still friendly to this day. But I was still jealous that she had that outfit and I didn't. Stupid. But it has to do with me. It had nothing to do with her. So it's the same thing with these two. They're genuine friends, but the one is jealous of the other. A little bit. Amu, love, romance coming in. Walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Anything that's been stuck or stagnant or not functioning well, anything causing negativity may need to move into the past in order for your love life to move forward. You have choices and options, and a new journey may begin with fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life moves forward, but you might need to let go of something that's keeping you stagnant. Now, if you're in a relationship that's well functioning, leave the past in the past. But if you're in a relationship that's kind of broken and disintegrating, you may need to leave that in the past. Alpha, General. Life could change for you for the better quickly around career. You may get good news. Maybe spending time with fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Lay down the law, set boundaries. It'll serve you well. New beginnings around the horizon that could lead to success. You may hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from or get good news that you've been waiting on. And then you may be feeling like better compensated, better respected around work, school, or business. Good news comes in. Do I work with kids? Their voice tells me a lot. She is a lot of fun. And what I really like about her is, like, she calls people out. Like, When I was her age, even now, I'll notice things about people and I don't say anything, but she will. And I just love that. Susie, love reading for the rest of the month. Love looks okay when you listen to your intuition. Areas of your life that have been stagnant will now start to move forward. And you might feel relief around cause for celebration coming in around love. You have Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. You could have life changing for the better quickly around love. And then you also have fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Exploring your options and being clear about what you want may be helpful. Stephanie, general. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Maybe investing time in a side business or a side project that could be bringing in more money, even if it is big picture. If you get any ideas about business, like it would be worth pursuing. Feeling ambitious, be able to accomplish whatever you set your mind to. Listen to your intuition. You may be planning travel. Essence for this weekend. Essence for this weekend. When it comes to the weekend, you have choices and options around social activity. Negativity moves into the past. You may have life moving forward towards greener pastures, feeling ambitious, be able to accomplish whatever you set your mind to. Working on a creative project or creative hobby, maybe like relaxing or could relieve stress. And then something nice may happen around the home, moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home. Maybe spending time with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Is there anyone here I haven't answered for yet? Oh, you're welcome. Lucky, general. Oh, Tanya, I didn't answer for. Lucky, general. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. An old wound or a hurt is healing and moving into the past, and the solution to a problem is in front of you. You'll figure it out before the end of the month. Paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan, or setting money aside for something may make you feel relieved. Maybe spending time with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Disappointments heal and move into the past. And then you may be feeling like you may reconnect with an old friend or somebody from the past. Six of Cups could be like nostalgia from the past. Oh, Joio, you could put a question. I'm not in a hurry. I just don't want to scroll and to look. I would rather, if there's only a couple of people, if you could just put the questions. Twin Flames, how do O and C generally feel about one another? Well, it looks like they're friends and that they care about one another, but there may also be friendly competition, which is totally normal, especially if these people are young. They may see in each other what they want more of in themselves, but yet they have growth, change, and transformation on the horizon and maturity on the horizon, so they could get past this. They will get past it. Yeah, there's relief around life moving forward. Yeah, they seem to care about each other or be respectful. Lioness, general. New beginnings are on the horizon that lead to success. You can have a new journey begin. Lay down the law, set boundaries that'll serve you well. Slow and steady wins the race and life moves forward. Perseverance pays off. Negativity moves into the past. You've got choices and options that come in around social activity. And don't be afraid to be clear about what it is that you want and need in both personal and professional relationships. You might feel relief around something, like there's like breathing a sigh of relief, maybe because it's the weekend, but whatever it is, it's positive. Raymond, love for the rest of August. I don't see all that much changing between now and the end of August. Things look a little slow. Listen to your intuition and don't be afraid to express your wants and needs around personal relationships, but I don't see all that much changing. If you're currently with someone, it'll be average. If you're not with anyone, there's probably not all that much that's going to shift between now and then. Joia, will Daniela A break up with her boyfriend? Eventually. I don't think they're going to stay together forever, but I don't see it on the immediate horizon. So I don't want you to sit around and wait for that because it's going to keep you stagnant. Tanya, for the next 48. You've got feeling better compensated, better respected around work, school, or business. Life changes for you for the better quickly. Somebody makes you an offer that would be hard to turn down. Slow and steady wins the race. Maybe paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan, and you may be working on a creative project or creative hobby. Not bad. Anthony, do you see when I get a full-time job offer and leave my current job? Anything that you see? You may get a new job offer before the end of the year. Brings life back into balance, maybe bringing in more money. Listen to your intuition and explore your options. Oh, you're welcome. Anybody else? Hi, Laverne. Mel for the weekend. Weight of the world slips off your shoulders when you speak your mind. Laying down the law, setting boundaries will be helpful this weekend. Maybe feeling better compensated, better respected around work, school, or business, and you may have choices and options around social activity. Disappointments heal and move into the past. You could have some romance here heating up if you're currently seeing someone. There may be an earth sign around, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Anxiety eases and moves into the past, and life begins to move forward. Not bad. Something nice could happen around the home. Moving homes, changing homes, upgrading your home, whatever it is. Oh my God, Tanya. All right, let me tell you guys this because so that everybody is aware. So that company, it was Coach, Coachis, it was like Coach Chicks or something like that, or Coachix, whatever it was. If you, what I would say from now on is don't order anything off the internet. Amazon would be fine because you can return it easily, but when I contested it through PayPal, the company, and I Googled it. I wanted to know if this was an American company because I didn't want to wait for something to come from China. And when I Googled it, it said, yes, it ships from the United States. But it ships from the United States once it gets here from fucking China. So it's they wanted me to return this. They were like, where's your tracking number? You're going to return the stuff. And I'm like, I'm not sending this back because I don't know how much money this is going to cost. It's going to cost more money for me to send this back than it's going to cost for them to make that crap. So I contacted PayPal, and the guy was like, they want you to send it back, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to send the stuff back. So they wouldn't give me my money back. And PayPal is supposed to be like for the customer, not for the retailer. Because remember, that's one client I had that requested the $5 back, even though I clearly wrote in the email, the cards say, she said that I was giving my opinion, not a card reading, when she's full of fucking shit, but whatever. So they gave my $5 back to that woman, but they wouldn't give me the $110 that I spent with this company. So I said, I'm like, how is this legal? How is it legal that they post a picture of something, you get something completely different, and they won't refund the money? It is a total scam. So the guy said, he's like, we'll give you a $70 voucher so then you could use the $70 towards something else. And I was like, you know what? That's great. But I spent $110. Why am I losing money when this is garbage? I can't wear it. I mean, the material, I'm not kidding you. The material that it's made of is like the apron that you wear when you work in the grocery store. That's what it feels like. It feels like the A&P smock that I wore when I started working at A&P. I'm not going to wear it. There's no print on the inside. When the wind blows, the upside, it almost looks like it's like for a play, like you would wear it in a school play. It's not real clothes. So PayPal gave me $70, but then they did give me a credit of like $21. They gave me the voucher for $70, and then they gave me, so I almost got my money back. But the point is that company shouldn't be able to keep my money when they didn't sell me what was advertised. And he said, he goes, well, they're going to have to explaining to do with PayPal. Yeah, but a lot of people may not, like, they just may throw the clothes away and not fight for it. But $110 is a lot of money to me right now. And I don't have a sweatshirt, which was why I bought this in the first place. I have a big head. I hate buying sweatshirts that don't zip up because I got to force my head through. I hate that. So that's why I got these sweatshirts. But they're crap. They are crap. It feels like they're uncomfortable to wear. Anyway, that's my rant. Don't order anything because it's going to be a problem. Now, I had ordered way back. It was Paul Thomas face cream or something. And I saw it on Instagram. I think it was Paul Thomas. Anyway, it was some makeup artist, his face cream. And it was supposed to work wonders. You know, like they show you the bags under their eyes and they put it on and they're gone. So I get it and I put on the face cream and I'm like, this does nothing. And I look at it and I'm like, this isn't what was advertised. What I saw in the video, it said on it Paul Thomas. And what I got was just a black tube. The black tube looked the same, but it didn't say Paul Thomas on it. So I contested it with PayPal and they gave me my money back right away, no problem. And I threw it out because now I'm thinking, what the hell is in it? You know, I don't know where it came from or what's in it. So I threw it out. I'm like, I'm not using this crap. Anyway, that's my rant. That's my rant. The company was Coach Chicks, I think. Let me Google it. But I've seen these clothes advertised on all kinds of, under different names. This is where I ordered from. Coach Chicks. And that's not what I got. Like, they look like they're embroidered. It's not embroidered. It's printed and it's not even good print. And you see how it's got those things that you pull? Mine are white shoelaces. This was the dress I ordered. And what I got was completely different. Completely different. But I've seen these being advertised under other accounts too, not just Coach Chicks. I wouldn't order it. I'm not going to order anything anymore. Every time I'm like, oh, I really like that. I'm like, forget it. I'm not doing it. Anyway, I've been leaving them bad reviews on Facebook because they're advertising on Facebook and on Instagram, and then somebody else liking my comments because they probably got screwed too. Yeah, there's no accountability for scams. It's true. It's true. It's ridiculous. It's true. Laverne, is it spiritual happening? Is it spiritual what's happening to me right now? I just came from the doctor and they can't find anything. Okay, let's see. It could be. It could be a little anxiety. You have anxiety around you or you feel anxious. But if this persists, I would go for another opinion. Laverne, the questions went up to $3. It's okay for this one, but just so you know, in the future, they went up on August 4th. General. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Life moves forward towards greener pastures. Listen to your intuition. Slow and steady wins the race, but you may be investing time or effort into a side business, side project, side hustle, and with perseverance, you could be successful. Thanks. Thank you. Oh, you do embroidery, Ivo? I love it. I love it. Devin, what's coming in money in the next 2 weeks? You have money coming in the next 2 weeks. This is usually earned income. And then feeling a little more financially stable. Life is coming into balance. Listen to your intuition and explore your options. Yes, put a question. RK, general for the rest of August. Making decisions that push life forward towards greener pastures, new beginnings around the horizon with choices and options. Take time if you can for rest, relaxation, and self-care. And then you may be feeling like somebody makes you an offer that would be hard to turn down, helps life move forward. Disappointments heal and move into the past when you listen to your intuition. Yeah, it should be illegal. And then you can't return it. RK, general for the rest of August. Perseverance pays off around work, school, or business. Money comes in, finances improve. Lay down the law, set boundaries. It'll serve you well. Maybe spending time with a Virgo, could be spending time with fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. TR, did VW move on or still care for his ex, Sue? I think this person does still care for their ex, but I also think that they're working on moving on. So they may be in that kind of place where they're like, okay, I have to leave the past in the past. I may not be, sometimes you just always care about your ex. But I do think this person's trying to move on. Or they're willing to move on. Sometimes it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg thing. Like you don't move on until you meet somebody else, but you can't really meet somebody else because you haven't moved on, that kind of a thing. But they are working on moving on, or they're at least acknowledging it. Is there anyone here I haven't answered for? Red for the weekend. Anxiety eases and moves into the past, and life begins to move. Have cause for celebration that comes in this weekend, feeling a little more grounded and stable. A new journey may begin. Exploring your options around social activity could lead to like fun and happiness. Or you may have a good time this weekend. Making decisions that you're no longer holding yourself back pushes life forward. May hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from, or get good news that you've been waiting on. Adonis, what is V the Aquarius's intentions towards me at the moment? I'm still saving my donation. Okay, that's fine. At the moment is hoping that things move forward, especially where communication is concerned. You know, feels like, I don't want to say you're the only thing that's stable, but it's like feeling like you're one of the only people like I can rely on, that is grounded and stable, one of the only secure things in my life. Maybe looking for emotional security, some stability, and maybe even looking for commitment at some point, even though in like a bizarre way they kind of feel like they're committed. It's kind of, I understand it, but it's kind of like we're committed but we're not. Like if somebody were to ask, no, we're not committed, but I feel like I am, kind of a thing. I decided not to ask, to wait till the end of the month, allow time for the energy to flow. I hope that's the right thing to do. Instead of asking, yeah. I mean, I agree with that to a certain extent. Like, in other words, like if somebody's asking about like love with Tom 3 times a day, as opposed to somebody who may wait until the end of the month and ask again. Yeah, because it's like, how much did things change between this morning and this afternoon? But I understand that person too, because I've had that anxiety. So like I know what that feels like. I think it's a personal thing, and waiting is fine if that's what you want to do. Is there anyone here I haven't answered for? S. Rosie, does ST move on about SK? This person's going to move on, yeah. I mean, but that's the answer for everyone. Everyone's going to move on. Nobody's going to stay stagnant like that forever. Lady Sunshine, advice from Tarot right now. Perseverance pays off, especially where career is concerned. With the Magician, you have the ability to manifest new opportunities. Listen to your intuition. Don't settle for less than you want or need when it comes to both personal and professional relationships. Anxiety eases and moves into the past. Is there anyone here I haven't answered for yet? I'm excited about getting the new cards this afternoon. I hope they come. Oh, let's check Amazon. Oh, they've been delivered. Oh, I'm so excited. So I'll do another live stream this afternoon. I have to take him to the vet at 2, but when I come back, I'm going to do a live stream with the new cards. Louise, may I have a general? Lay down the law and set boundaries if you feel like someone's trying to like take advantage. Good news comes in around work, school, or business, and you may be feeling better compensated, better respected around work, school, or business. You may have choices and options around social activity. Life comes into balance, and you may be planning travel. The feelings for the exes do make it difficult. Yes, I understand that. But you know what happens? Once somebody moves forward, then they don't want the ex anymore, and they actually kind of get a little turned off by the ex, especially if something bad happened. Yes, but the people that like if you're getting ditched by somebody or somebody dumps you, it's not because of you, it's because of them. I know that that sounds so bogus because it's like how could it not be me? It's me. It's not. It's not. If somebody is not, or let's just say like you walk into a bar and like you see some guy and you go over and start talking to him, he's just not interested, he's not attracted, maybe he's into somebody else, that's different. And then we don't care, right? Because we don't know him, he's not interested, okay, there's somebody else will be. But if you're in a situation with somebody and they act like you dated somebody for 3 years, like for example, my ex-boyfriend Tom, I dated him a very long time, and our relationship was really good until it wasn't. Like I never had to worry about him not calling, not showing up, blading me, going out with his friends, going out with other girls. I never had to worry about that. But when things went bad, things went bad. But it wasn't because of me. It was because of what was going on with him. So to make a very long story short, we had had a terrible year. He lost his brother, which just compounded the things that happened prior that were tragic. And at that time, he needed what he needed for himself was to spend time with his brother's friends. He didn't want to be with me. He, not that he didn't love me, not that he didn't care about me, that all that was fine. But when push came to shove, he wanted to pick them over me because he felt very guilty about his brother's death. He felt like he owed these people something, and they didn't like me. They didn't like me because, once again, not because of me. It would have been anyone in my position. It was, he wasn't going into the city to spend time with them anymore because he was with me. So whoever I was, it didn't matter. They weren't going to like me because he was now with me and not with them. We were young, and they were very clear that they didn't like me. They were very mean to me. Not the guys, but the girls, which is why I fucking hate girls. Anyway, the guys were fine for the most part. Some of them were dicks, but for the most part. Anyhow, and they kept doing things like showing up unannounced, and our relationship was crumbling, but it wasn't because of me. It was because of what was going on with him. And our relationship wound up ending. I mean, was it painful for me? Yeah, it was. Did it take time to get over it? Yeah, but that's what he needed for himself. And it's the same thing. Like if you're with somebody and they ditch you for somebody else, it's not because of you. It's because of something that's going on inside them. They may be looking to chase somebody who's unavailable because that feeds their ego. Or they may be looking to have multiple women because men with low self-esteem need a lot of attention from women. Like there's a million reasons, but it doesn't have to do with you. People who dump them move on ahead of the time compared to the dumped because their mind, yes, but it's also because a lot of times the person that gets dumped is still processing the hurt, and the person that's moving on fast is just moving on to the next crisis. You know, it's like whoever this person is, whether, it doesn't matter who it is, but they're not going to be any better to the next person than they were to you. They're going to be the same person. So if they left you for somebody else, they're going to leave the other person for someone else because they're not doing the work that's healing themselves. So if they need to chase their ego, they're going to continue to chase their ego until they take the time to say, okay, why am I doing this? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that. Hi, Alex. I'm in therapy again. Good for you. How will it go? It's going to go very well. You should get a lot out of it. Listen to your intuition. Slow and steady wins the race, but the big picture is success. He's not happily married. He's married. He's married. I mean, see, people think that because we get married, we're in love and we're happy, but that's not true. It's not true. It's like we're only going to put up on social media what we want people to believe, but we're not. He's the same person. He hasn't changed. So he's treating her the same way that he treated you. They may be married because there may be something, like people equate. I had a therapist that told me this once. People think in their head that marriage equals love and happiness, but it doesn't. So we're seeing like, oh, they're married, so they're happy, they're successful, they have everything they want. They're no different. They're no different. They're no different than the person that he was when he was with you. For whatever the reason was why he felt like he had to marry this person, I would guarantee it had nothing to do with love. It, because he just moved on to the next thing. You know, if he had been single for 3 years and worked on himself and then moved on, it may be different. But if he just jumped into something else, it's like the same thing's going to happen. And could they stay together forever? This is my theory. My theory is that people that don't really love each other will stay together forever because they don't care. They just don't care. It's like, okay, we'll split the bills. We'll both live in a nice house. And I don't really care if we don't talk because I don't like you anyway. It's no way to live, but we'll put up on Facebook how happy we are. And we'll make everybody jealous of our Cinderella story. And it's not real. I personally can't have a fake life. I just can't. It's just not who I am. Sarah, one of my friends, she was in a relationship for 10 years, did everything for that man while he was struggling, and then he dumped her and married someone else within 2 months of breaking up. She was devastated. I don't blame her for being devastated, but once again, 2 months, they broke up in 2 months he was married. Yeah, it's not right. My current boyfriend, his ex, who is married to somebody else, keeps intervening in the name of friendship. See, this is the thing, too. Exes need to fuck off unless, like, if two people, like, let's say, for example, like me and Tom, neither one of us have feelings for each other. We don't talk to each other. He reached out to me a couple of years ago when he heard that my old boss passed away, just to let me know that he heard that. Hey, how you doing? Nice to hear from you. Fine. We're friends on Facebook. Life moves forward. But current exes, it's not, we don't need the ex. And that's the thing. You know, I've done so much research into like this psychology of this shit only because I had gone through, or I have a family member, I keep talking about this, that I believe is highly narcissistic. And when I look at the structure of that family, I mean, I'm no doctor, I shouldn't be analyzing people, but I'm a people pleaser and it's very easy to push me around. And this is somebody who will bully me, who feels like they can do that to me. There's somebody that definitely takes my kindness for weakness, and I'm not standing for that shit. Anyway, so when I looked at the structure of that family, I realized it was very similar to the family my mother grew up in. And that's why I started going down all these rabbit holes, because you have to learn how to deal with these people. Like, you can't just call up somebody and say, you know, you're a fucking nasty, you know, covert narcissist. Like, that's not going to help. It's going to make matters worse. You don't say that. But you know what you're dealing with, and then you know how to deal with it. So, for example, you don't deal with them. You gray rock them. You give them yes and no answers. Oh, no, thank you very much, and end it. Yes, no, maybe so, that's it. And you keep them at arm's distance. You have to set strong boundaries, which is something I'm so bad at. But when you start going down all those rabbit holes, you start to see, like, the man that moves forward quickly, like, he probably can't be alone. Maybe he's got a fucking domineering mother, and because he had a domineering mother, he's got to go out and find a domineering woman to take care of him. That's not love. That's not, I'm happy, I'm in love. That's, I can't function. I can't function, somebody do it for me. So, like, what we're looking at looks like it's happiness, it's contentment, but it's not. And then she could be domineering. So if he takes out the garbage when she tells him to take out the garbage, their relationship functions. But does he love her? He wants someone to take care of him the way his mother did. Anyway, silence is definitely the best. Yes, I agree. But sometimes it's hard when it comes to family, although everybody keeps telling me, no, it isn't. Just ignore it. And I think that's what's going to wind up happening. But it's difficult. It's difficult. And when you tell somebody, they don't get it until they've lived it. Like, they don't get it. until you've lived it. Like, when, well, can you do this? No, I can't do that. I have to work. Well, what happens if you work later? What happens if you, can you work early? Now, fuck you. I can't do it. Hey. But that's what I have to deal with. So I have to just, I have to, no, 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 which is not easy for me. It's not easy for me. Like, I have friends that would have no problem. They would be like, no. I said no. I can't do that, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Now, is there anyone else here I haven't answered for? Men do use women. Yeah. Men will marry a woman that they don't even like. I just saw a video about that yesterday. That they don't even like. Can you imagine that? And I mean, I think how embarrassing for that woman. She thinks who the fuck she got, and he doesn't even like her, but it's convenient. Can you imagine somebody marrying you for convenience? That's disgusting, but it happens. Red, why and betrayed me? The person did betray you. They may have been lied to about something, or they may have, maybe they thought you lied to them about something. They were putting their own best interest in front of yours. It's like they threw you under the bus to save their own hide. I don't know what's going on, but it's going to catch up with them, I think. Susie, what's my inheritance stole? You think somebody stole your inheritance? Is that what you're asking? Sarah, I wish our parents could have taught us all this. They didn't know. They didn't know. Yeah. They didn't know. My mother had no idea that her mother was a narcissist. And then people will use, this is what I look out for now, when people say crazy. My mother's crazy. Watch out for that. But my mother had no idea that her mother was narcissistic. In fact, my grandmother was diagnosed as bipolar, and I don't believe she was. I mean, she could have been in addition to, but when my mother got sick, my mom had a brain tumor, but they found the brain tumor had traveled from, she had lung cancer. They didn't know that. When she had gone in, and first they found the brain tumor. And it was a Thursday. She was having brain surgery on Monday. My grandmother asked the doctor, do you think I'll still be able to have my hair done Saturday? Now, your daughter was just diagnosed with cancer and a brain tumor, and you asked the doctor if you could have your hair done? Is that, I mean, could you imagine? We were getting ready for my mother's funeral, and she's like, I'm going to take you shopping. You have to get dressed. People are coming to see you. Are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding? But we didn't know what that was. We just thought, like, we just thought, like, she has no emotions. She just doesn't care. But we didn't, it wasn't until I started going down these rabbit holes that I was like, oh my God, that was my grandmother. And she pitted my mother and my brother, my mother and her brother against one another. They didn't speak for years. My uncle could do no wrong. My mother could do no right. My grandmother would just show up unannounced. If she wanted to come over, and then you had to be ready for her. I had no idea that that was somebody who was highly narcissistic. We just thought she was a pain in the ass. That's what we thought. But we didn't realize that she was somebody who was very highly narcissistic. And then she would start throwing guilt. Oh, well, it would be nice if you could come over, but I guess you have to work. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry that I have bills I have to pay. Yeah, mental health is, yes. It's very common with the mothers and the daughters. I don't know why that is. I don't know why it is. And it's so interesting because I've said it before. I had a friend of mine, and he was the only son. He was the only child. And he used to say to me, because his mother and was similar, and he used to say to me, Italian women make their daughters the slaves and their sons are the princes. And I was like, I didn't realize it until he said that to me. But then in talking to people that weren't Italian, see, me and him were Italian, so it made sense to me. But then talking, everybody, not everybody, it may happen in different degrees, but now I've seen it all over. It's like it doesn't matter. The son does no wrong. He could be Jack the Ripper and he does no wrong. And the daughter is always wrong. And it's awful. It's awful. I think it may be different in families that have multiple boys. But if there's only one son, forget it. Forget it. He shits gold. He shits gold. Everything he does. And he could do terrible things. It's crazy. Red, we were close. What changed? This person became either a little envious and a little bit like, maybe a little envious and also started to feel bad about themselves. And for whatever the reason is, it's like, I don't want to say that they intentionally set out to hurt you, but they felt like it may make them feel better about themselves. I don't know what they did, but like to see you not doing well or to see you upset kind of made them feel powerful, which is pretty disgusting. He shits gold, but it's true. It's true. Ada, what would happen if I left my abusive partner and moved back in with my abusive family? What I would do is I would move into somewhere else. I wouldn't go to either place. Yeah, because what you would be doing is trading one tower for another tower. Yeah, one disaster for another. What I would do here, this is what my suggestion would be. You don't have a friend or somebody you can stay with? Because what I would do, if you can't, I would go to the family, only because it's going to be harder to leave the partner than it is to leave the family. I would go to the family, and then what I would do is I would start working and socking money away so that you could get your own place. Even if you have to rent a room, even if it has to be a tiny little shoebox, it doesn't matter. You got to get away from people that are abusive. Yeah, it's not, I mean, obviously it's not healthy, but I think leaving the partner is a better choice. Laverne, is Jashayla regretting leaving? Is she just going through karma? That's why she doesn't help me with the card. Okay, I can't really discuss somebody's karma, but I think that she's being spiteful, and that's why she's not helping you with the card. I think that because I think she does regret things. Yeah, there is regret here, but I think she's being spiteful. I think she's putting it off because I think that she feels like she's in control that way. Yeah, I don't like this. Red, why would she pick me to hurt? Because she's got a little jealousy. I hope that you let her have it. Mothers can be jealous of their daughters, and I can't understand that at all. Johanna, will I learn to shift reality soon? I don't believe in that, so I can't answer that. You'll have to find somebody else. To me, that sounds like a lot of like daydreaming, and we got to deal with reality, and what's in reality is what's in front of us. B for the next 7 days. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. New beginnings are on the horizon. A wish comes true. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life moves forward. You'll hear from somebody you're hoping to hear from, or get good news that you've been waiting on. Lay down the law, set boundaries, and new beginnings are on the horizon. Not bad. B, that's another thing that I heard, because there's been a lot of like children cutting off parents. So I wanted to say, like, what's going on with that? So I Googled it, and I'm like, what is happening with children cutting off their parents? And apparently If a child chooses to cut off a parent, it is so painful for that child that for them to have made that decision, it's almost like 100% that the parent is wrong, and the parent will never see that they're wrong. We have that in our family, a daughter that's not talking to her mother, and for a long time I tried to be like middle of the road, but now I realize the daughter's right. And it's amazing how this woman can't apologize when she's wrong. She can never say she's wrong. Everything is always somebody else's fault. It's his fault. It wasn't my fault. I don't do well with that kind of person. So if you had to make that decision, I know it was very painful, but good for you. Yes. B, it was COVID that opened my eyes to her narcissism. Had time to think and see things. It took me a year and a half to get all my stuff together. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, who haven't I answered for yet? I think that the younger people, because I think we're now more mentally aware of what goes on. Like I said, my grandmother, she was diagnosed bipolar, but I'll tell you the story. Let me just answer first. I saw somebody post. Jess, general. Susie, I'm not sure what you're asking. Can you rephrase that question? General, you've got new beginnings on the horizon around work, school, or business. Old wounds heal and move into the past. A wish comes true. Take time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Maybe spending time with a Leo or an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Disappointments heal and move into the past, and life moves forward. Defia, how will I feel if I go back to Dee's house? Okay. You may feel a little awkward, but then it's like you get comfortable, feeling grounded and stable and content. It should be okay. Susie, I believe my inheritance was stolen that my mother left me. Let me see. I'm not convinced it was stolen, so I'm not sure who you think stole it from you. I would see if you can get your hands on the will. I mean, even if there is no will, unless she was married, everything should go to you or your siblings. Well, I guess it depends on where you live, but I would try to get a hold of the will, because I'm not convinced that that's the case. Red, the reason my whole family are haters. There are a lot of people here that are envious. Find you to be strong, smart, intelligent. Feel that you're very capable and that you could do things that they can't do, which isn't true. Everybody's capable, but it's like it's easier to be a hater than it is to just focus on yourself and fix what needs to be fixed. Chan, what do I need to know from tarot? Anxiety eases and moves into the past, and life begins to move forward. You may be feeling better compensated, better respected around work, school, or business. Listen to your intuition. Life changes for you for the better quickly. When you lay down the law, set boundaries, listen to your intuition, and cause for celebration comes in around work, school, or business. Siblings stole it. I would see if you can get to the bottom of it, because if it's gone through the court system, they shouldn't be able to do that. So what happened with my grandmother in her case is she had like a big crisis when we moved. So we moved from one house to another. I was very young. And she didn't like that we were living in a development with a lot of young couples with a lot of young kids. She didn't like it because my parents were now getting involved with the neighbors, and we would spend time with them and not with her. So she would just show up. She would just show up, and then we would have to go home. We would be at the neighbor's house, and we would see their car there, and we would have to go home. So, of course, this would cause my parents to fight, because my father would be like, tell your mother she can't come here just on a whim. We didn't know you were coming. We have plans. But of course, my mother wouldn't do that. Now, her son would have told her, go fuck yourself. And that's why she wasn't there. She was with my mother. So as time went on, after a couple of years, and my father would throw big parties, and she wound up having like a mental breakdown over it. And so the story goes that she locked herself in the bathroom, and that nobody could find her. And I don't know if she was threatening suicide or what she was doing. But on the flip side of that, which is why they thought she was bipolar, and she could have been, was my other grandmother worked with her. They didn't work in the same place. My grandmother, one worked for like the receiver of taxes, and the other one worked for like the legislature in the county. The one grandmother got the crazy grandmother the job. And she had seen her like outside, like on lunch break, and she was dressed really crazy. Like she was wearing like a crazy outfit, and she was arguing with people. And my grandmother, that one, called my father and said, you got to do something. She's acting very wacky. Anyhow, so they did have her evaluated, and when she was evaluated, they said that she was bipolar. And they put her on, my father says, lithium, which I think Britney Spears is on lithium, or she used to be on lithium. And it kind of like levels you out so that you don't really have much emotion. From what I hear, I don't know. I didn't even think that they use that anymore. But my father said that she had to stay on that or she would go off. Anyway, and that could be why she didn't really have much emotion when my mother died. I mean, that's your daughter. You're worried about what I'm going to look like at the funeral? Like, it's so fucking mind-blowing to me that you're worried that somebody's going to come and judge what I look like at my mother's funeral. But this is where we are. So I didn't realize until later on that could have been like a narcissistic manipulation. Like, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to kill myself. It's going to be your fault. Like, that's how narcissists are. You know, this is your fault. I didn't do this to me. You did this to me. And people get very afraid of that kind of stuff. And manipulation can be very powerful. Once again, so that's why I'm saying these people that are all married to these women, you don't know what's really going on there. They could be married to my grandmother. All right, is there anyone else here I haven't answered for? All right, then I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you guys later, hopefully this afternoon with the new cards. Thank you all very much for being here. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.